Lovely. Thanks so much for the invite, Henno, and that lovely introduction. That's fantastic. So I'm just going to share my screen, if that's okay. And there we are. And I'm hoping you can all see my screen. Let me just click present. There we are.
Yeah,
it's just loading up now. Yeah, all good. Fantastic. Okay, so thank you again to the organisers for this invite. It's a lovely opportunity for me to be here with everybody. I hope you find this session useful. I'm going to run for about 30 minutes or so. So for those people that haven't seen me before, my name is Joe Dale. I'm a former languages teacher. I taught French for 13 years at two different levels, secondary school level for 3 years, and then 10 years at middle school level. When I was teaching middle school level, I was teaching 9 to 13-year-olds, and obviously secondary school level from 11 to 16. For the last 10, 11 years or so, I've been an independent languages consultant, and I normally travel around the world running training on the use of how technology can enhance language learning as well as across the curriculum. But my bread and butter is working with language teachers. And but of course, since the pandemic, I've been doing everything via webinars. I've also spoken at the IATEFL conference in the UK as well many times, and I'm a member of the Learning Technology Special Interest Group as well, or LTC for short. I've got my iPad here as well, so I can monitor the chat while presenting. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. That'd be lovely. My Twitter handle is on that page as well. I recently surpassed 32,000 followers on Twitter, but I haven't been on Twitter for over 13 years. But if you're not following me and you'd like to follow me, feel free to do so. And my email address is there as well, joedale@talk21.com. So let's carry on. The next slide. There we are. Oh. There we are. Okay. So in this session, it's going to be very practical. I'm going to be going through a number of different tools. I came in at the end of Erica's session on random name picker. So we're going to be having a look at Wheel of Names, which is a similar idea, but you can also add images with that tool. We're going to be looking at some other tools as well. But to start off with, I wanted to mention the Tilt webinars, which I've been organising, which Henno referred to a moment ago, or certainly webinars I've been doing. Since March of last year, we've done over 130 webinars under the series called Tilt. Tilt stands for Technology and Language Teaching. And these have all been organised by myself and my friend Helen Myers, who's the chair of the London branch of ALL. So we're a subjects association in England and Wales, supporting language teachers in all different aspects. And so we both sort of came together at the same time in March 2020 and decided that it would be a good idea to support the community. Well, not only members, but anybody who was interested in finding out about the latest tools and initiatives and pedagogies around hybrid teaching and remote teaching. And as I said, we've done over 130. So essentially my role in this has been the digital scout, and I've been asking people from literally all over the world to present, all of whom have been working for free. I've been working for free on this as well. But it felt morally it was the right thing to do, and there was a real need for it. So on the screen right now, here are 5 different people from the States who have all given Tilt webinars. We've got Dr. Catherine Ritz from Boston University, who talked about hybrid teaching students at home as well as in her classes. Meredith White also talking about hybrid teaching. She's a Spanish teacher from secondary level. And she was talking about tools such as using Google Slides and Grid View, and using Coformative for hybrid teaching. Dr. Felix Cronenberg, who is the former president of IALT, which is an organization in the States, particularly looking at technology and languages, and he talked about sort of universal curriculum design in a hybrid context. Catherine Usselin, who was talking about using social bookmarking to collect resources together, using tools such as Pinterest and Wakelet. And Heidi Trude talked to us about app smashing and virtual reality using Google tools. All the recordings of all the sessions are available on my YouTube channel. You can see bottom left there, I've linked to my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be showing the whole presentation with you on the last slide here. And also, if you go to the ALL London website, again, I put the link there, you can find all the past recordings plus details about all the sessions and the content that was covered. We actually have one on Thursday evening, so that'll be very early in the morning for everyone in Australia watching right now, with Esther Park, who's again an American teacher of ESL, and she's going to be sharing lots of creative ideas around the use of technology. Okay, let's carry on. So one of the tools which I think has proved really popular during lockdown and or during the pandemic and prior to the pandemic as well is Vocaroo. I'm sure everyone knows Vocaroo, but I'm going to be demonstrating how it works a little bit later on. But I think it's probably the most popular tool for promoting speaking skills. There's only one red button in the middle of the screen. It's really simple to use. You can use it for practicing spoken language. You can use it for audio feedback as well. You can upload recordings to it as well if you want to, and you can export the link as a QR code as well, which I'm going to be demonstrating a little bit more in a moment. So Vocaroo, I think, as a simple tool which doesn't require students to register, is a really nice way of practicing speaking. If you're using, say, a Microsoft Teams channel, you can publish the audio into that channel as audio feedback, and it's really straightforward to do. So let's carry on. A similar tool is Speakpipe. In fact, I think what I'll do, I'll just demonstrate very quickly, because by the time I've sort of finished talking about it, I'm sure you'll be able to see exactly how it all works. So let me just give you a quick demonstration. So just hit record. Okay, so it's recording right now, blah, 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 blah. And then I click stop. Like that, I can then listen back to it. I can re-record it if I want to. I can click save and share. This is where you export a QR code, and I can click the copy link option. And then from there, I can simply paste in the chat. If I go to here, here and here. I'm just running on the one screen today on my map. I've got my, there we are. That's the Vocaroo link, and that's how that works. So if I had a little bit longer, I'd ask everyone to record some audio, but I will be asking to do that in a moment, but not using this tool. That's Vocaroo. And then Speakpipe is a similar idea. Speakpipe voice recorder. I just show you this one live as well. So as you can see, there we are. As you can see, it says start recording, so you can record up to 5 minutes of audio. With Vocaroo, it's unlimited how long you can record for, and also the audio is stored on the servers for Vocaroo for up to a year, whereas with Speakpipe, it's only 3 months. So let me show you how this one works. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So this is now Speakpipe. I can record up to 5 minutes of audio, which is plenty in the language classroom, and then I click stop. I can reset it, I can start again, I can click get link. As you can see here, this is now come in. I don't have to put my name in if I don't want to. I can just click get a link. There's the link, and I can now copy that link like this, and I can just paste it into, here we are, that's the link. And if I want to click on open a new window option, which is here, I can now click download, and I can download the audio as well. So a really simple way of practicing speaking in the language classroom. If I go on to the next one, this is one that you may not have heard of, which is called Record MP3 Online. Again, I'm just going to show you live how it works. So just launching now. There we are. Okay, and then I'm just going to move that out of the way. I need to log in quickly. Oh. Registered. Okay, so allow that. The joys of doing things live. Okay, so let's click and log in. There we are. Log in. Okay. I see we've got a question. Who creates these recording tools? Well, just different people from around the world, and the key is just to find ones that are available that you can use simply and easily. So what you do is, once you've made an account, you do, as a teacher, you need to create an account with this, but the students do need to create an account. You click on audio folder like this. There we are. And here we are. Oh, let's do that again, sorry. So you click on audio folder, and I'm just going to quickly delete all these different ones that are here. That's going to work. Now, okay. I think it's good because it's going to take a while for that to work. What I'll do is I'll just explain how this how this works. You basically click on the Get Public Link option, which is here. And as you can see, I can also click Reset Public Link, reset, like that. And then I can copy that link, and it means I can now put this in the chat. For example, you can now click on that link and it will allow you to record audio, and it will then appear in this audio folder section, as it's called on the website. So if I just quickly delete that now, and then you can all have a go at doing this if you'd like to, just very quickly. There we are. So that's all blank now. So then what you do is you click record audio like this. This then comes up. You put in an audio ID. I normally recommend putting it in your initials, but obviously that's up to you. What you do, you put in your name. You don't have to do either of these if you don't want to, but that's how you can identify yourself, and then you record your audio like this. Okay, so for this one, this is called Record MP3 Online. You can record up to 5 minutes of audio, and you then click stop. You click upload. Here we are. That's now appearing here. Upload successful. There we are, and there it is. And you can see my ID and my name. So if anyone in the next 10 seconds or so would like to record some audio, that'd be fantastic. Using the link I've just shared in the chat, and then I can show you how it works, if that's okay. So in other words, instead of asking everyone to send you, say, a Vocaroo link, you can have everything all stored in one place. That said, with say Google Form or Microsoft Form, you could create a short answer box and ask all the students to paste in their links into that box, so that you then have the opportunity of exporting the results as a Google Sheet or as an Excel spreadsheet, and then you've got all the links in one place for you to then listen to and to give feedback to, etc. Right, we've got Richard. That's great. Thank you, Richard. Let's have a listen.
This is just to test. Hello, Joe. Thanks. Interesting.
Excellent stuff. You notice as well at the bottom, I've got live captions enabled. If you don't know how to do that, that's a Chrome thing. So I click on the 3 dots here. I click settings, like this. I then click on advanced and accessibility. And you'll see now that it says live caption, and that's turned on. So this is only available in English at the moment, but I'm sure knowing Google, they'll have other languages too. It just means if you're playing any video and any audio in Chrome, live captions will appear if you've enabled that. So thank you ever so much, everyone. That's fantastic. And I'm going to go back to my presentation, because we do need to crack on. And I've got so many things on the screen at the moment, moving things out of the way, but it's all good. It's all good. Right, okay. So that's fine. Let's move that out of the way as well. That's great. And then let's carry on. So here. Oh. Lovely, right. So the next one I'm going to show you is called QWIQR Conversation. And again, we're going to do this one live. So I've got a video tutorial for you, but it's fine because I'm going to show you it live. I would imagine this is probably new to a lot of you because it's not as well known. I think I need to sign in quickly, which is fine. So essentially what this allows you to do is it allows you to, well, 2 main factors. You can either export a PDF full of QR codes and then record audio and attach it to an individual QR code, which is good for audio feedback and for making displays and so on and so forth. But what I'm going to do today, that's you click on print QR code stickers, etc., and then you record your audio. But I'm not going to show you that now. I'm going to show you what's called QWIQR Conversations, which is brilliant for role play practice. So I click here like this. Oh, no, I don't do that. Sorry. Let's go back a sec. I don't do that. I click here, start a QWIQR conversation. And this is really good for role play practice and for audio feedback, etc. Right. So you can put a title in or a tag to organize your recordings, but I'm not going to bother with that now. I'm going to click record. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. This is an example of how you can use QWIQR Conversations for role play practice, for audio feedback, for presentations, and so on and so on. Then I click stop. Like that, it uploads onto servers. If you use the UK version of the site, they go onto UK servers, which was developed by a science teacher in the UK. I can delete the audio. I can upload audio from here if I wanted to edit it first. I can right-click any of the players and click Save Audio As and download that as an audio file. I can add a photo if I wanted to as a prompt. I can add text. I can add a web link, and I could do like this option here. I can get rid of all the multimedia options apart from the one I want, which is the microphone one. I can now also moderate the conversation, which is fantastic. And I can click Start with Conversation right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that link, and I'm going to go to the chat again, like this, and I'm going to paste in that link, like that. I'm also going to click here, which is a QR code extension, and on my second device, on my iPad, I'm going to quickly scan this QR code like that, launch it on my iPad, and I've just, I don't know if you can see that, let me just show you. I've got the blue circle with a white microphone in it, and I can now record my audio like this. Here we go. So, record. That's interesting. It's not working right now. Let's just refresh the page. Try again. No, it's not working. Right, that's interesting. I don't know why it's not working. Can everyone have a go at clicking on that link and just see if you can record some audio for me? That's really bizarre. That's not working. Let's just try that again. Okay. Oh, it has worked for you. Okay, so it's worked for some other lovely people. So as you can see, it's a approve and delete. So I can press play right now.
Hello, hello, hello.
And it's working. That's brilliant. So I can now click approve. So that's what the moderation, that's how the moderation works. No, it's not working. Right, that's interesting. I don't know why it's not working. That's great. On that link. So obviously it's got my voice in it as well, but in a real situation, it wouldn't have that. Check. And that's okay. So I can't hear anyone on that one. So I'll delete that just to show you how that one works. That's great. Perfect. And so now at the bottom, you can see you've got the lock option. So I can click lock, and I can lock the conversation, which means no one else can then add to that conversation. So if you've not seen QWIQR before, I really like it, and it's completely free to use. Okay, here's some examples of different language teachers who have used QWIQR. We've got Carrie Longman there, top left, talking about using it in conjunction with pages to make a gap fill. As you can see, she's saying my students practice their listening, grammar, and thinking skills all in one go. Invocad MFL there, who's using it for live marking. You've got Turnbull Model Languages using it for dictation races and translation races. You've got Claire Wilson using it for practicing speaking homework, in this case in German. Miss Burke, likewise in Spanish. And then you've got Vincent Everet here, who's the head of languages in the east of England, saying, I've used it with year 12 Spanish, so that will be 16, 17-year-olds. For voice-to-voice dictation, they listen and repeat back a bit longer each time, so they can do the whole text or summarize it or answer a question. Simple, spontaneous responses, not a presentation just like in the classroom, which is fantastic. And I've put the links of all those tweets there as well for you to have a look at and to connect to it. Right, this is, I'm going to quickly do this. This is a praise postcard, which should launch right now. So if I go back to Vocaroo in a second. So the idea, this is based on an image by Mr. L. Peachy, who's a assistant head teacher in the UK. And the idea is you record some audio using QWIQR or Vocaroo. You add the QR code to the screen. If I haven't really got time to do this right now to actually show you how to do it live, but basically what you do is you record the audio in the way that I've shown you already on Vocaroo. You export as a QR code. There's the QR code. You put the name of the student here. And then what you do, having done that, is you click File like this, and you click Download. Oh, do that again. You click File, you click Download, and you download the praise postcard as a PDF or as an image, and then share it however you would share it in Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams, etc. So the idea is the students are hearing your voice, giving them praise about work they've done. So, and you've got lots of different links there. You've also got a forced copy of that presentation, so you can click on one of those links there and get your own version of that for you to use as well. Right, this is another quick idea. This is Vincent Everet, I've just mentioned, who used QWIQR in relation to the Street View mystery. I'll just play a quick piece of audio. So he went around the town of Vesoul in France virtually and made lots of different clues for the students to access. And he asked people on Twitter to, just go back a sec, on Twitter to, just pause that for a second, on Twitter to record their voice as if they were an old man or an old woman or a young girl, etc., in the particular clue that he was talking about. So he's got written clues and audio clues. I'll just play a little bit snippet of this to give you a flavour of how it works.
Bring up the sound, which I've got here. Either that or scan on your phone this QR code will bring up the audio. So if you click here, you'll hear me basically, or someone else, other contributors saying this. The questions underneath are very much there to help you understand. So what is his name? Je suis Henri. There you are. What is behind you? Regardez derrière vous, il y a un pot de fleurs énorme. Okay, so on the one on YouTube, I didn't spoil it for you. I didn't turn around and see the big pot of flowers. But when you do this in class, I know from the previous Street View Mysteries, there's a gasp out loud moment. Sometimes pupils even scream when you turn around and you suddenly see something like an enormous pot of flowers for no.
There we are. Okay, so the students would either listen to the audio or they would read the text. And as I said, the social media community, the MFL Twitter article, recorded lots of audio for Vincent, and it was fantastic to see. There we are. Okay, so let's, I appreciate I'm sort of running out of time a little bit here. This is an article which I wrote last year all around different ideas for speaking homeworks and exam revision. We've got the Google Doc link there as well. That was in the Facebook group. Wheel of Names is similar to what we saw earlier with Erica. I'll just give you a quick flavour. So this is the sort of the standard Wheel of Names activity. Let's just wait for it to load up. Okay. Just coming up now. There we are. So I can spin the wheel. Oh, I can spin the wheel. And there we are. That's how that appears. Oh, sorry, I've got these privacy notices on the go. Just close that. Right, okay, so as you can see, I've got the different names of different people here, a certain group that you may recognize, and it will then pick someone randomly. I could then say, okay, George, I'd like you to do your activity now, whatever it might be that I'm asking them to do. In the next one, I'm using the Chrome extension called Emoji Keyboard, which allows me to add different emojis onto the screen, which can be nice for, say, if you've got, say, 3 separate emojis and then you ask the students to come up with a sentence maybe, or to say something live on the screen using the microphone. So one will now come up, and as you can see, there we are, perfect. And I can then say to a student that I want them to come up with a sentence using these 3 images, and that's using the emoji keyboard. You've got the link there in the chat. The next one is called Auto Draw, which is a really nice website, autodraw.com. It allows you to draw a picture and then turn it into a professional looking piece of clip art and just add the images into Wheel of Names. And in the last one, I'm just using Bitmojis in order to get the students to choose the activity that they want to do. So one of the really nice things about Wheel of Names, as opposed to, say, other similar tools, is you can add images. You just click on the add image option. It's really simple. If I had longer, I would show you, but I'm running out of time a little bit now. If you use a Chrome extension like Tab Resize, you can have, say, 4 Wheel of Names running side by side. That's a nice way of doing sort of a sentence builder activity. These are some examples of different language teachers using Wheel of Names in the classroom. You can see you've got a split screen there from Karine, and Jane there is using Wheel of Names in conjunction with OneNote Class Notebook. Classroom Screen is another really nice tool which allows you to organize teaching tools all together, like random name pickers or dice or noise meters, etc. And if you click on the media option and the embed option, you can paste in the link to a Wheel of Names activity. And as you can see here, you've got sort of sentence starters like in the future I, and in the last weekend I, and then you've got a name picker here, which comes with Classroom Screen. So the student, so the teacher clicks on the under name, and it will then select. They will then be selected, and then you click on the random name Wheel of Names as well, and then Connie, in this example, will then have to talk about what she's going to do in the future. So a nice way of practicing language in that sort of random way. This is using Classroom Screen in conjunction with learningapps.org, which is completely free. And in this example, it's a drag and drop activity. She's got the timer there as well, and Martha's been chosen. This one, you've taken a picture of a model of a piece of work, given instructions, and then students can then create their own versions in using Google Docs or Word or whatever. This is an activity called One Pen, One Die, which you can do virtually. If you just do a search for One Pen, One Die, One Pen, One Dice, you'll find a description of how to do that, but it's a very popular activity for translation purposes. And in the next one, this is a video by Esmeralda Salgado, who's head of department in the UK. Her YouTube channel's got lots of different videos talking about how you can use Classroom Screen, as well as lots of other EdTech tools. And carry on. If you're looking for a PowerPoint equivalent, you can have a look at this one. This is called Spinning Wheel. It's on the technologic.wordpress.com website. Works in a very similar way. And just a thought, I hope you found this useful. And if you would be interested in getting some more expertise from me, here are some 18 example sessions on teaching language remotely or in a hybrid context, a remote context, or in a face-to-face context. Let me know. I'd love to do another webinar for you if you're interested. And that's the presentation. Wow, just on time, I think, more or less. Thanks ever so much, Heno. And I'll put this in the chat as well, but I'll pass back to you right now. Thanks ever so much again for the opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you. Yeah. As someone just said in the chat, wow, so many ideas. Yeah, so definitely you've got shared quite a treasure trove of platforms and tools for us there. So thanks so much for that, Joe. And yeah, there are a couple of questions. We've got time for one or two that we can answer live. I'll just have a quick look at the Q&A. Alison asked if there are any privacy issues that you know of with Vocaroo, for example, or I guess any of these tools in terms of how data is being saved and shared and so on.
Yeah, so that's a great question, and obviously data privacy, etc., is really, really important at all times. In relation to Vocaroo, that's why I mentioned the fact that you don't have any login requirements in order to use Vocaroo. Likewise, with QWIQR, you don't either. With Wheel of Names, the students don't need to log in. You can create an account as a teacher if you want to save the Wheel of Names, but you don't need to do that. You can just share it via a link. If I had more time, I'd have shown how to do that. Yeah, Classroom Screen, likewise, you don't need to have an account. You just go to the web page, and the students don't need to have any account either. So I think in relation to making sure with the students that they're careful on what they post or what they record in relation to, say, recording their audio. Some teachers say, well, how do you identify yourself? You could, for example, add the text option in QWIQR and ask the students to write their name, or they could write a nickname. You could have a Google Sheet or a Microsoft Excel sheet whereby you know what their nicknames mean. If you know who Mickey Mouse is or Donald Duck is or what have you, and they don't use their actual name, they use a nickname instead. Or you could get them to say their name or a code or what have you in the recording, so you only hear that on the audio. But it's trying to get that balance between some teachers want to be able to identify the students easily, and other people talk about privacy. So it's just to get that balance. But everything I've shown you, it doesn't require the students to have an account, which I think is really nice.
Fantastic. Thank you.